Hi loves. So today is my first day back in filming in my usual setup here in my home in Texas. It's kind of cloudy during the day. I feel like the lighting is really nice. It's almost like the white balance is just right. So I was trying to think of what to film and I got in PR stuff from Urban Decay. So they sent me their entire new collection of Gwen Stefani collaborated products. So I thought I would do a little get ready with me today and just take you guys through my makeup. It's going to be relatively neutral. We're going to kind of revisit the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani eyeshadow palette. They came out with a new blush palette. They came out with so many other products. I'm going to have a little Yes or Trash Tuesday on this down below. And I was asking on Twitter if you guys would rather see like a talk over, like voiceover tutorial, or if you wanted to see a Chatty get ready with me, and everyone said Chatty. And I love that you guys like these videos. What is going on with my necklace? I love that you guys like these videos because they're so fun. They're a little bit more laid back and I don't know. I really like them. I'm glad you like them. So we're gonna get started and start getting ready. I already applied my primer. This is the Too Faced Hangover RX. My skin is super duper dry from not doing my skincare properly in the like 3 days I was sort of traveling and preparing to come home. So I definitely need the added hydration. My foundation today, since pretty much all of my fake tan is worn off, is Lancome's Teint Idole Ultra 24-Hour Makeup. I have this in the shade 140 Ivory. This is a pretty full coverage foundation. It kind of has like that satiny finish. It's not fully matte, it's not fully dewy, it's just right there in the middle where I think it just is really complimentary no matter what makeup look I wind up doing. So today I'm just going to be blending that in using a Real Techniques buffing brush. I really like buffing brushes, like particularly the more flat top kind with this foundation. It just leaves a really nice airbrushed finish over the skin. So now I'm going to go ahead and highlight the under eye. I'm going to be using typical highlighting slash concealing products. We're just going to go in with Maybelline's. There's like hair on my face. I really hate when this happens. I'm starting to think that maybe my Real Techniques buffing brush is a little bit too old because lately I feel like there's like microscopic fur on my face every time I use it. Anyways, now that I'm talking about how apparently I'm also Chewbacca right now, I'm just going to use Maybelline's Instant Age Rewind. There are children outside my home. They're like this group, neighborhood boys, who honestly creep every single time that I'm sitting in this window. And I know like they're not being weird. They're just like so confused. One time I filmed a lookbook outside and the kid was just like, what are you doing? Then I'm just gonna follow up doing the upside down triangle using Rimmel's Match Perfection. I use this concealer combo constantly because it just, I don't know, out of everything I've ever used, this is just what I keep coming back to because I feel like both products are relatively thin, so I don't get crepey or creasy. I feel like the coverage is really great and I don't know, it just does things. It does things for my face. I'm feeling kind of gross, so we may go a little bit overboard in terms of highlight. I'm gonna blend this in using my damp beauty blender. So I watched Pirates of the Caribbean last night. I got in and Tyler was on the couch watching it and he was telling me he was trying so hard to stay awake while I was on my way home from Georgia so that he was, you know, awake when I got there. And he was watching Pirates of the Caribbean and I wound up getting so engrossed in it. Is that like honestly not one of the best movie franchises that Disney ever came out with? It may be one of my favorite like holy grail movies of all time. I was telling him about this. I think it goes Harry Potter, probably Lord of the Rings, then Pirates of the Caribbean. No one even knows I had a love affair with Lord of the Rings. Like I think I wrote Lord of the Rings fan fiction for a while. Like that was the point I was at. Okay, so now we're just gonna set off using translucent powder. Also do a bit here at the forehead. So by the way, my 2 p.m. drink of the day is my last gingerbread latte, I think, of the season. When I was at my Target Starbucks, they told me these were the last of the red cups that Tyler and I were getting and also the last of the gingerbread syrup, and I was just like, this is the worst day of my life. I fell in love with those gingerbread lattes way too late, and I'm really depressed I haven't been drinking them the whole season. So I'm gonna bring you guys in and I think we're gonna get started on eyeshadow. Okay, lids have been primed and what we're going to do is jump into this absolute freaking beauty. Ugh, I missed you. There are so many lip options and I'm still not sure which ones I'm gonna use, and I think I'm gonna swatch all of them in my video. So we're gonna stick to something a little bit, I'm thinking more of like a softened cat eye, like not actual liner or anything, just something really soft with shadow. I'm just thinking nothing too crazy. So what we're gonna start off with is the color Stark, and I'm actually going to be taking this on an angled fluffy brush. The sun is going to be coming in and out for a little bit. Hopefully the lighting will settle. What I'm going to do, and the reason I like this brush is because I have a lot of control in terms of where this product is going. I love a good fluffy brush sometimes, but especially when I'm really looking for a lot of definition here at the outer corner. We're gonna actually use something with that angle built in. Getting the shape down, starting to lightly define what I want going on. All right, so now into zone, same exact brush. And we're gonna do the same method. We're just going to place this, and we're not going to bring this as far into the crease as the last shade, but exact same thing where we're lightly working into an outer V. I'm also gonna pack a bit of this darkest brown into the very outer corner of my eye. Before we get too much further, I'm going to take the color Blonde. Oh, and I just dipped my entire shader brush into black because apparently I am like the doofus of the year. Now I'm just going to pack this onto my lid, bringing it in. And this is just going to be obviously the major lid color. I'm really into the like micro shimmer that this has. And it also is kind of like a white gold, but it has a pinky duochrome to it and a little bit of that shift that I think is a little bit unique. I'm gonna pop into zone with the other side of the brush. Kind of dab between Blonde and, I'm sorry, again, sun, it's gonna go in and out. I'm gonna dab between Blonde and zone, which is the darker brown, and kind of packed onto the outer corner just to give it a light transition. And this color is a little bit sheer. It's gonna be a little bit more soft, and that's what I'm getting at. Now I'm going to take an angled brush. This one happens to be from e.l.f. and it's part of an eyebrow brush I have. I really dig the color Punk from this palette, so I'm gonna load up the brush with that. Normally I like to start my eyeliner on my lid and bring it out to that kind of flick, but I'm gonna follow the shape I've already made with the shadow and start with the wing first. That's on, I'm going to take a clean brush. This one is super stained from using it with shadow constantly, but I'm just going to lightly smudge out that sort of liner I just created. I'm going to leave the wing alone. Just lightly going in and making that a little bit messy, a little bit lived in. So I'm going to lightly blend here at the crease just to make sure everything is lining up with that outer wing. And then I'm going to jump into, I think we will take the color Skimp. It does have a bit of like micro shimmer, but it should still work as a brow bone highlight. And I'm just going to pop that right here at the brow. In terms of working on that lower lash line, I want to keep things relatively bare because I quite like that angled look. I don't love the way the liner is blended out on this side. I think I spent a little bit longer on the other side. Let's see if we can get that a little bit messier and more smoky. Okay, that's perfect. If you have smaller eyes already, you may not necessarily want to do this step, but I have quite big round eyes. So I like to just do something to make sure it isn't blank, but I'm just going to take a bit of light matte shadow, lightly work that down here for just a bit of definition so that it's not like just blank skin, you know? You know. And of course I'm gonna make the ugliest face humanly possible because I want that on the internet. We'll also blend that just to make sure it fades nicely. I'm also just taking the color Blonde on the small tapered Ofra 11 brush. I really like this brush for shadow because it is so versatile and I feel like I can pop things on the inner corner or just use it as a shader. So I'm not gonna do lashes or anything. I'll just finish off with mascara when that time comes, but now we can blend in the powder we've been letting bake for a bit. This is also nice because especially working with darker shadows, there was a little bit of fallout, but it will literally just blend straight away because of all of the powder and because things weren't sticky under my like lower lash line. Okay, so I'm gonna use my favorite contour slash bronzer. This is IT Cosmetics Vitality Glow. That is not a section of your makeup you can talk through. Just go right under the cheekbones. Also, I'll drag whatever is left up and onto the side of my forehead. Also take this just under the jaw. I think I'm gonna wear my hair up today too, so we'll bring it on the ears just to make sure it all blends nicely. Sculpt out the sides of the nose using this. My nose, by the way, I honestly am starting to think I really did break it. I never went to the doctor after Riley headbutted me, and it doesn't look misshapen to me, but it still hurts like a mother, and it happened Christmas Eve, and it still hurts really badly where he hit me. So I'm a little bit concerned and I probably should go to the doctor. I'm so excited. This is the part of my like entire makeup I've been dying for. So here is the Gwen Stefani blush palette. I've taken this out one time. So I really dig the packaging, by the way. I'm going to talk more about this in my Yes or Trash Tuesday video, but like Look at how cool this is. It's like so glam, punk rock kind of, sort of. I don't know. It's something a little bit tough, but also just so fun. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm also gonna use this like gold toned highlight in here. I die. No, I didn't even think to use the bronzer in here. I feel kind of silly now. Lo-fi. This would have been a nice pale day bronzer because it's nice and matte and it's so light. Man, dropped the ball on that one. I kind of assumed it was all blush. All right, so your girl is really feeling the shade Easy. Oh, I love colors like this. Oh, and it's so pigmented. I mean, come on, this is so beautiful. How am I gonna use anything else? What am I gonna do with my life? Oh, I completely forgot to bake under my contour. All right, so gonna use this brush. Everyone asks where I got this brush, by the way. It's from Target, it's from the Up and Up line. I don't know what it's called, but it's like a kabuki on a stick and it's perfect for this, so. I'm gonna take Angel. I love gold toned highlights like this. I like how I like completely shut up for highlight. This is serious business. I'm not fooling around with my highlight, y'all. This is gorgeous. I mean, just so beautiful. When I first swatched it, I thought that it looked a little bit chunky, but the way that it goes on with the brush, it's like, it smooths out that texture and is just depositing the faintest bit of super smooth sheen. I love this. This is so pretty. We'll blend in this magic. So now that we're all blended and most of the powder's on the face, we'll work on eyebrows. And I'm gonna get through these pretty quickly because I know everyone's brows are different. Into a slightly more straight brow, I guess you could say. I don't know, lately I just think that it looks a little bit better on my face than a really strong arch, so I've been trying to implement that as much as possible. I'm also trying to grow out my brows a little, so if they're looking messy, that is why. So I went ahead and set off my brows just using clear brow mascara. They actually turned out pretty good today considering how messy they are. And now I'm gonna set off my face. This is MAC's Prep and Prime Fix Plus. Now I'm just gonna follow up with Urban Decay All Nighter. The lashes are curled. I'm going to use a bit of the Maybelline The Falsies Push-Up Drama Mascara. Yes, this is still the tube my dad really chews on my mascara, you guys. My dogs got into, and it is dark brown. I'm really into the way that it pops against my eyes, and I don't know if it's just like I'm going through a phase or it's something different, but I don't know. Anytime that I have the chance to use dark brown, I prefer to, it seems. By the way, I started The Walking Dead, and I have been having the most insane nightmares from it, you guys. Like, it has been terrifying. So I had this dream. I was at my mom's boyfriend's house, like spending the night with them. My mom and her boyfriend and my brother and stuff. Like, we had our mini Christmas party. My room, I was on the far end of the house, and my brother was in the room that was right next to mine. And in my dream, I got up and went into his room, and he was gone. And there was like a walker outside, and it was trying to get in. And so I had to formulate this whole plan and like jump out a window to escape. It was a mess. So I'm not watching it alone anymore. I got Tyler to start it with me, and we're starting I'm getting close to the second season. Actually, I'm on the second episode of the second season, but we're gonna go back and watch the whole first season together because he has not seen any of it. I'm not scared by zombies, but it's so real, and that's what I was telling him. It seems so probable and it's so scary, and the amount of suspense, just like, it kills you. It absolutely kills you. So I went ahead and kind of did my lips using Ex-Girlfriend lip liner from Urban Decay. And it's really creamy. I wound up going a little bit overboard in terms of overlining the lips, but it'll be all right. I didn't want to put on like a red. I think this will look so pretty when I turn over to those red lips. But since I am doing lip swatches and stuff today, I want to keep this real. I don't want my lips to stain and me not be able to do the rest of the swatches. So I just kind of overdid the lip line using this. And now I'm going to go over the top using the matching lipstick. And I haven't even opened up this packaging yet. I was getting into it. Oh my God. Look at how pretty this lipstick is. This is gorgeous. I love the packaging so much. There's even like a little Urban Decay embossing on the bullet itself. Gorgeous. This is like my favorite color of nude too. I love slightly darker peachy nudes. I just think that they wind up looking really good with everything. Wow, this is a little bit like more moisturizing. I assumed all of these were gonna be matte, and I don't know why. It's really pretty. It's super moisturizing. I don't know what I was expecting or why I just assumed they would be matte, but they are not. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly go ahead and work on the hair. And I think I'll zoom you guys out and show you how to do this super glam ponytail that people have been asking me about a lot lately. So I went out to check on Tyler and he's like absolutely so dead to the world right now. He's so sleepy. I'm on East Coast time right now, so I woke up, you know, at like 8ish this morning, because normally on the weekends we would sleep till 9, 10, 11, 12 if it was a bad night. But this morning, I think I just got him up too early. This pony is a little bit different. I really am into it because it obviously gives you a lot more length than usual. Like if all of my hair was up at this length, the ponytail is obviously pretty short, but you guys saw when I was like filming the tutorial. So the top half of my hair is going up into a ponytail up here. And what I'm going to do is make sure it's nice and tangle free because we don't want hair tearing itself out when I have to take this out. Not a fun process. So I'm just going to tie this off pretty securely, and I'm gonna leave it alone for now. I like to do all of the tugging and the volumizing once I'm done. But then all I will do is bring all of this forward like Donald Trump style, you feel me, and style another ponytail right here, right below where I put the initial one. So then we'll just section that off, and then you'll wanna kind of tug here first, because it'll again keep things just a little bit more tangle free. All right, so now my main trick with this is making sure you can't see this part, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna pull at the sides, and in order to make that look more natural, I'll also tug here at the front. And of course, this will give you more volume, which is nice. Makes things look a little bit more messy and lived in, my fave. And then obviously you can bring it over to the side and you've got this super long ponytail that is considerably longer than if you pulled all of your hair up into one. You guys have probably seen this done before, but I think there are little tips and tricks to make it look better. This does look best with curled hair, I think, because the texture helps to hide the fact that it's like double ponytail action. This is a great way to style your hair if you're feeling so lazy, if you don't want to wash it, and you're going on several day kind of curls. Sometimes I like to bring down tendrils, sometimes I like to leave them back, it depends on the day. Of course, you can always do an accessory of some kind. Sometimes I like to do a bow with this. Sometimes I just like to wrap hair around the ponytail holder and pin it into place using a bobby pin. And there it is, my completed hair and makeup. So I'm gonna bring you guys in so you can get a closer look. So that is it for this Get Ready With Me. I really hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. If you guys want to see more videos like this, I will definitely put more out. So leave me a little comment down below letting me know what kind of look you would want to see next, what you want to hear me talk about. Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!